In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create 100% automated PDFs using a GPT in ChatGPT. Now, this PDF was generated in under 60 seconds using the GPT system that I'm going to show you how to build today. It has my logo, my name, it has an executive summary, it has tables, has these key finding boxes. This was all from my YouTube channel stats. I exported them, uploaded them to ChatGPT, and I said, create me a PDF report on my YouTube channel. It was that simple. This would have taken me probably 3 to 5 hours to pull all this together on my own. And like I said, ChatGPT did it in under 60 seconds. It's on brand, it has my logo, my colors, a custom gradient box. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to do the exact same thing, how to build this system from start to finish. Now, first we need to understand the system flow. How is data passing through the system that we're going to be building today? Well, like I said, I'm going to show you how to take your ideas, documents, maybe you have past conversations with ChatGPT, any analytics you might have, whether it be for campaigns, advertising, any numbers, any text that you want polished into a branded, custom, tailored PDF. I'm going to show you how to pass that into ChatGPT, all of your unstructured data, and then I'm going to show you how ChatGPT can create a polished PDF. And the real sauce lies at this step, okay? I'm going to show you how to automate this 100% so that all you have to do is worry about the content within the PDF. And ChatGPT can even generate that for you as well, which is what makes this system so revolutionary. Is the content within the PDF can just be started by you. All you have to do is give it an idea. ChatGPT can expand on your idea, give you more ideas, and then really create a stunning PDF in a matter of seconds. So this is what the flow of the system looks like. You take your raw stuff, you can have conversations with ChatGPT back and forth about it, and then create a polished final product at the end, which is, like I was showing you, a beautiful PDF. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Drake, and my favorite 4-letter F word is free. And that's what you're going to be getting a lot of in this video, some of my best free stuff. But if you truly want to become a master of AI, that's what we teach in our paid community. Because here on YouTube, we just show you how to build these cool little projects. And it's like a temporary band-aid to the problem. The real problem is not understanding how to do this completely on your own. And so that's why we created our paid AI Foundations community, as you can see on my shirt. Now, within this community, we don't offer any of the hype. None of the distraction, none of the news stories. All we give you is the clearest roadmap for mastering fundamental skills of AI that can completely change the trajectory of your life for the better. And countless lives have been changed. Like Jonathan here, who became an analyst at Apple shortly after joining the community. He struggled for 9 months and became employable because he mastered AI and followed our roadmap. Or like Barb here, who landed her first AI consulting client a couple of weeks after joining. Anthony here said this community is a goldmine for anyone who finds it. Best investment of 2025. And John here agreed with Anthony. He said this community is a goldmine for anyone who finds it, gets involved, learns, and applies and networks with it. That's what this community is truly about. We focus on the 3 C's. Community, which is the authentic interaction, the real AI, which really moves the needle. The classroom, which is our roadmap for you mastering AI and becoming AI independent. And then our calendar, where we have live calls, where you can ask questions, Q&A to myself, Carter, and our 3 other AI experts on the team. So if you want to join the only spot to go from a beginner to a master in AI, I'll leave a link in the description and the top pinned comment so you don't miss it. Now, this is one of the most crucial times to invest in yourself and invest in the future while the sun is still shining. So make sure you do that, and we hope to see you on the inside. So let's get into step 1 of the roadmap so we can get this thing built. Now, the most important thing with any project you start in AI is understanding what tools to use. That's like 70% of the battle, is just knowing what is the best tool, what is the most cost-efficient tool, and what is the one that's going to work the best. So we need to understand our tool stack. We're using 2 tools, and one of them is ChatGPT. So the other tool that we're going to be using is a tool called APItemplate.io. I'm not affiliated with this tool at all. I just love it, and so I want to teach it, and I want to show other people what it can do. So those are the 2 tools that we're going to need. Now, the good news is that APItemplate.io has a free plan. I will say I'm on the image plus PDF plan, billed at $35 a month, which you could get away if you did want to upgrade after testing out 50 free PDFs per month. You could probably get away with just the PDF only plan. I don't even use the images, but I'm on the most basic plan that's above free, but just get it started for free because it's all possible free. You get 50 PDFs generated per month, which is almost 2 a day. So sign up for APItemplate.io, create a free account, and then get logged into ChatGPT because that's the next step. So the next step on the roadmap is to obviously create the GPT. And we're just going to do the basics right now: the name, the description, the profile picture, and the instructions. You can make this as creative as you want, get as custom as you want. This is going to be the space where you come back to generate your PDFs. If you don't know what a GPT is, it's like a custom version of ChatGPT that you can instruct, and that's how we're going to be generating these PDFs, is with custom instructions. So when you're on ChatGPT, what I want you to do is I want you to go to the upper left-hand corner and open your sidebar. And then what I want you to do is go to GPTs right here. When you select GPTs, you can close your sidebar, and in the upper right-hand corner, you want to select Create by My GPTs. So I'm just going to select this big Create button up here, and now we are in a canvas where we can start configuring our own custom version of ChatGPT. And so I'm going to give this GPT a name. I'm just going to call this the PDF agent, and then I can make a profile picture. I'm just going to generate that with ChatGPT. And while that's generating, I'll make my description. In the description and the profile picture, this stuff all is just up to you. I'll say creates custom PDFs for any use case. Let's go see if my image is done. And it looks like we got a couple of different profile images generated. I'll use this one, even though you can't really see the 7 at all. I'll just select that from my downloads and hit open. And now we have a nice little profile image. Now, next, what we need to do is we need to create instructions so this GPT knows how to behave, how to interact, how to create these PDFs. And lucky for you, it took me about 4 hours to create my instructions, but I'll give them to you for free using the link in the description. So I'm gonna give you access to this Notion page that I created where we have documentation, and you can just go to each of these sections that we're going to be using throughout the video so that you can easily implement this. So I'm going to select into GPT instructions, and we have labeled instructions here so that you can begin to understand what we're doing at each step and you don't just copy and paste them all in, even though some of you might. So this first set of instructions sets the role and core behavior. This is a common prompt engineering technique that is very fundamental for your success when creating AI agents, automations, GPTs, whatever you want. And so basically I'm telling it here, you are an expert assistant, and I'm kind of labeling it and giving it a role to fill. So I'll copy this first set of instructions. I'll go back to ChatGPT, and then I'll open up the instruction box using this expand function. And now I'm just going to paste that in here. So now you can kind of analyze these instructions and see, how is this GPT going to act when we type messages to it? Like I said, I'm giving it a role. I'm giving it its core behavior and its main goal. And as you can see, I say only create PDF reports when explicitly asked. Create a report, generate a PDF, make a document, etc. And then I get into some of the other things, but this is just a part of the instructions. Let's go back to the document and keep on copying the rest in. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going down this list, copying and pasting in the instructions to our GPT, because like I said, this is how the GPT knows what to do in order to create the PDFs. And you can look this over a little bit more in depth, but I wanted to give you the quickest way possible to getting this thing up and running. So I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to keep scrolling down. Now we need to set up the template ID and injection structure. I'll copy that. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of our instructions, enter down, and paste it in. So we have a spot where we're going to need to come back and we're going to need to paste our template ID in here. Now we have 2 more sections. First, we need to give example output patterns, which I've done for you. So I'll copy this code block just like that. And then I'll go back in, enter down a few times and paste it in. And now that is all good. Enter down one more time and scroll all the way down to the bottom to the one final checklist. So all of that I just pasted in, I had to create with the help of AI in order to get this GPT to create PDFs in the exact way I want it to. And that's the type of stuff we teach you at AI Foundations in our community, is how to create instructions like this that work, that manipulate AI to do exactly what you want. So we're really coming along here. We've understood our tool stack and we know what we're using. We've created our GPT, both the instructions and the name, the profile picture, and the fun stuff. And now it's time to get into the actual sauce of this tutorial. Steps 3 and 4, creating this PDF template, and then also integrating it with our GPT in the next step. So we're going to do that now. First, let's start with the PDF template. This is where you need to go to APItemplate.io, create an account if you haven't already, which that should have been done in the tool stack step. So once you log into APItemplate.io, you'll be taken to your dashboard. And the next spot you need to go is Manage Templates. Manage Templates is where you're going to create the template that your GPT is going to use whenever you say create a report. So this is where you can have fun with the styling, the custom elements, the colors, the fonts, and anything you want in order to get it to look exactly how you want. So what I'm going to do is hit New PDF Template right here. And then we can just select HTML templating basics and we can give our template a name. And so for my template, I'll just name it AI Foundations Testing. And then I'm just going to make sure that, again, I select that right there. We're going to be creating PDF with HTML for step number 2. And then we can hit create on this template. And once we hit create, it's going to put it within all of our templates here. And so in order to edit this and make it custom, what you want to do is you want to hit this edit button. Now, this is the template editor where you get to edit the template before you pass it to ChatGPT. And so we have headers up here. So as you can see, we have template. This is where we're going to be editing the HTML and some of the styling. We have CSS, JSON, and settings. The 3 that we're going to focus on today are template, CSS, and settings, because in settings, you can have your own header and your own footer for each page if you'd like. But let's focus on the template first. Right now, I'm going to hit Control A and then delete everything so that we have a completely empty template. And then I'm going to go back to the PDF creator docs that I gave you in the description below. I'm going to select PDF template. And as you can see, there's a ton of different stuff in here in order for you to implement this exactly how I had it. But what I want to point your attention to is the minimal style HTML. This is like the base template with minimal styling elements. It's like black and white, very plain. And you can implement this and start using it as soon as possible. If you want to edit the style, then I'll show you how to do that in the future. But right now, let's just get this thing working. So I'm going to copy this minimal style HTML by copying this code block. I'm going to go back to APItemplate.io, and then I'm going to paste that where it says template. And as you can see, it's almost 500 lines of code. So there's already things you can change in here, like the company name, the last line. But what I really want to point your attention to is the custom fields we have in this template at the very bottom. You don't really have to understand, I guess, how this is working. But if you do, paste it into Claude or ChatGPT and ask how. But as you can see, we have a custom spot for a title, a custom spot for a date, and a custom spot for body. And so the instructions that we pasted into our GPT are telling ChatGPT how to properly fill out each one of these. So that's the beauty of it. We even have a spot right here where you can paste in a logo, so you can get a custom logo at the top. So this is all great. Don't worry about changing anything right now. What you should do right now is just hit save after you've pasted in that HTML, and then move on to the CSS tab. And where we have the CSS tab, we want to scroll down to CSS for PDF template and then hit copy. And then we can go back and delete everything out of CSS and paste it in. And then we can hit save. And then we want to go to settings. And in settings, for now, I'm just going to delete the entire header. We don't really need a header right now because it looks clean without a header since we have all of that kind of handled in the template section. But for footer, this is going to be at the bottom of every page. So what I've provided you is under the CSS, a custom page footer. And this allows for putting any text you want at the bottom left of each page. And also it shows the page number and the amount of pages that this document has. So I'm going to copy this by hitting this copy button. And then I'm going to go to API template and then paste it in custom footer after I delete already what was in there. And now I can make this text whatever I want. I can put like, hello, YouTube, this automation is amazing. Kind of long for the bottom left of a page, but it'll work. And now I can just hit save once again on the template editor. And now this thing is ready to go. So if I hit quick preview, you're going to see that this changes to just like a blank canvas. We can upload our logo, change our company name, which I'll go change the company name right now. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. And where you see on line 453, ABC company, you can make that whatever you want. I'll make it AI Foundations, and then I'll hit quick preview. And as you can see, we have AI Foundations right there, and then I'll hit save so that we save our changes. Next, what you want to do is you want to go back. And as you see, we have a template ID now when we're in our templates. Copy that template ID, head back over to your GPT, open up your instructions, and then find where you need to paste it in. It should be step 6. So in step 6, execute report creation, you want to paste in your template ID where it says your template ID here. And so this is our custom template ID that's unique to our account. We want to give that to our GPT so it knows when it's contacting APItemplate.io, which one of my templates to use. If you remember correctly, this was the third step, was to create our PDF template, which we've done. So we can check that off right there. And the next thing we need to do is we need to integrate ChatGPT and this PDF together so that these two things can start communicating with one another. And that's quite simple to do. Again, I have more copy and paste resources for you to use. So how about we do that next, and then we can start generating our first automated PDF. So I'm going to close out of my instructions in my GPT. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here, and I'm going to check code interpreter and data analysis. That way we can throw in things like analytics, papers, images, and then for recommended model, I'll just do 4.1. That might change depending on when you're watching this. But this is where the sauce happens, okay? You want to hit create new action in the bottom left-hand corner. And this is going to open up this screen right here where you get to add actions, where your GPT can retrieve information and take outside actions from ChatGPT. So we want to start with authentication so that not just anybody can use it, but it's locked to our account, right? It's locked to our API template account. So right here is where we're going to connect ChatGPT to API template. So what I want you to do is, number one, go to your PDF creator documents and then open up the GPT Actions tab, because this has all of the useful information you need in order to make this come to life. For authentication type, you want to select API key. So let's go do that now. I'll go back to ChatGPT and I'll select authentication. I can hit this little gear icon. And then, like I said, you want to select API key. And then I have this in the documentation as well, but you can just read this and just keep going. For API key, you want to paste in your secret API template.io key. So you can find that if you go to the APItemplate.io website and then go to API integration tab on your homepage. And then you're going to notice an API key appear. Don't show this to anybody because then they can use up all your credits. But what you want to do is hit copy API key. And then you can go to ChatGPT and paste it in that field right there. For auth type, you want to select custom, and then in all capital letters, you want to write x-API-key. So I'm going to do that in all capitals, x-API-key. And now we have authentication set up. So I'll hit save. And so now it can contact and use our API template account from ChatGPT, which is amazing. And for the schema, I just have that beneath the authentication step. So it's as simple as this. You can just copy this schema. This is basically giving ChatGPT a structure and creating a post request to talk to the REST API from APItemplate.io. But I'm going to paste in that schema. And in the schema, there is a spot where you need to put your template ID. As you can see, if I scroll all the way up, where it says default here, your template ID here, also paste your template ID within those quotes. So I'll delete that. And then I will go get my template ID. Remember, not your API key, but your template ID, the thing that we posted in our instructions. So where it says template ID here, I'm going to grab that one from the template we created, and then I'll head back to ChatGPT, paste it right there. And so now it has access to our template ID. And the beautiful thing is it created an available action. We can now create PDFs because of this and our API key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit test. And now it's going to call that REST API. And so it's talking to the connector. This is a connector that we've built within our GPT. I can just confirm this action. And now it's calling the endpoint for us. And it's testing it out. And it worked. It said the PDF has been successfully generated. So it probably didn't send anything that cool. It's probably going to be a very blank PDF since we just tested it with no data. But if I hit download, it's going to take me to that sample report with our custom PDF, which I can then download. So now we can really have some fun and test this out. I'm going to, in the upper right-hand corner, hit create, since this is working all good. And now I'll hit view GPT. And now just like anytime I'm using ChatGPT, I can talk to it, but it has that functionality to create a PDF using the template we created in APItemplate.io. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say, Do extensive research for me on the creation of the toothbrush. I don't know. Maybe we want to go in depth on when was the toothbrush created. I can do that. I can send it off. And this is kind of a goofy example, but now it's going to help me do some research. And it doesn't just have to be for research, but it can be for reports with existing data you have. It can be for literally anything you want the PDF to do. And so it says, would you like to generate a PDF report with all of these findings? And it gives me all the findings. So I can just say, yes, let's generate the PDF with the findings, send it off. And now it's going to not only do research, but generate the PDF for me. And so when I hit download PDF, it gives me everything, the creation and the evolution of the toothbrush. It gives me the date, gives me my name up here like usual, and then it's going through all of those things that it listed. Gives me a nice key finding. But as you can see, this is pretty plain and boring, the document. So next I'm going to show you how to upload a logo to your document. And furthermore, how to just add some cooler styles to this. And so if you want to adjust the style of this, I've provided you a prompt in the PDF Creator Docs under the PDF template page to completely transform the style however you'd like. So I'm going to copy this prompt and I'm going to go into Claude. I love using Claude Opus 4 for doing this, but you can use ChatGPT. And if you want to follow along, you can here. I'm going to show you how to change the style. And so I'm going to paste in that prompt to Claude, and I'm going to just space it out a little bit so you can see what we're doing here. Notice how this prompt says keep the exact same structure of the HTML, but change the styling elements. That's important. If you're ever going to change the styling of this template in apitemplate.io, make sure that you mention keep the structure, but just change the styling, because the structure, we've instructed our agent on how to use this specific structure best in order to get the best results. So here we can just kind of go down the list and change what we want. So I want the colors to be, and then insert your desired color palette here. Maybe I can say professional gray and blue tones. The company name is AI Foundations, I guess. Make the fonts sleek, professional, and make the body a monospaced font. Give that tech feel. And then I just say, remember to change nothing about the HTML other than the styling. And I'm just saying keep everything else the same. But how does it know what it's editing? Well, it doesn't right now. So that's where we need to paste in the minimal style template. And then what we want to do is we want to go back to the PDF template page and copy this minimal style thing. And then I'm just going to go back to Claude and paste it in. Remember, we want there to be professional gray and blue tones. We want the company name to be AI Foundations. And I'm saying make the font sleek and professional. Maybe I can even say like, make the highlight box have a clean gradient. Okay, I can add in any styling elements I choose. I can even add in a specific color palette with hex codes. What I did for mine was I uploaded my entire 40-page PDF brand guide, and then it made the style based on my brand guide, which was amazing. But I'm going to send this off now. We have the doc HTML in here pasted in so it knows what it's editing, and we have the changes that we want to the styling right here. And as you can see, it did change the styling. It looks very clean, very nice. And so what we can do is we can now go back to the code if you're in Claude, and you can just copy this new HTML it gave you, and then go paste it in your doc type HTML, your template section, where we pasted in the minimal style. I'll just delete everything and paste in the new one. And then I'm going to hit save, and I'm also going to hit quick preview so we can see it on here. Nice. Now let's get the logo added in. If you want to add a logo, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and where you see paste your base 64 logo here, right after it says source equals, in between the quotes, you want to paste base 64 of your logo. It's just a way that the logos are encoded so that it can be presented within HTML. So I'm going to just type in base 64 image.de. This website has always worked for me. And then I'm going to click here and I'm going to get the base 64 of my image. So I'll paste in my AIF logo. And then what I'm going to do is hit show code. I want to copy this base 64 to my clipboard. I'm just going to hit copy to clipboard. And you can do this with any image. I'm going to go back to my apitemplate.io and I'm going to paste that base 64 between the quotes, nothing else. And then it pastes in that big blob of letters and numbers, which, to be honest with you, I don't even know how that works, but it does. So I'm going to now hit quick preview and my logo should be pulling in just like that. I'll hit save now. And now we have a much more aesthetically pleasing template that we can use. So how about we try it out? I've just added a logo, I've changed the styles, I've given you the prompt to do everything you need to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in tabledata.csv. That is for my AI Foundations YouTube content. And so I can send off not only all of the tabular data, but I can send off this big prompt and just start strategizing with my research assistant here. And then we can create the PDF a little bit later. So I'm going to send this off to my PDF agent. Remember, we've edited the template in here. We don't have to do anything else because these two apps are separate. All ChatGPT knows is to use this template ID. So any styling changes you can just make over here. I'm going to send this off. And now, as you can see, we have all of my YouTube videos. It says it's going to dig deeper for additional patterns and then craft a presentation ready PDF. And now it's just going to work for me. So it's giving all the information that it wants to put in there. And then it says ready to generate the PDF. I can just say, yes, PDF me. I'm going to hit confirm. And just like that, in a matter of like 2 minutes, I'm getting these crazy PDFs. Let's take a look at the actual results though to see if it disappoints or not. I'm gonna hit download your professional PDF report and look at this. We have the AI Foundations YouTube channel 2025 Strategic Performance Report using our mono font that we wanted, the professional colors, it's dating this. And so it's giving the executive summary of everything. It's giving my top 5 high performing videos. It's giving my year-over-year performance. Views and subscribers are down, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's giving key findings, actionable recommendations. And as you can see, it has my little footer here. Hello, YouTube. This automation is amazing. So that's funny. And it's giving the pages and everything. And so I could literally go on and on about how amazing this system is and about how you can change the styles in a million different ways and all the different reports you could generate from analytics to conversations. There are so many things you can do with this, but I'm sure your imagination is running free. If you want to master AI, as a reminder, the best spot to do it and the best spot to transform the trajectory of your life for the better is AI Foundations. Once you become empowered with this technology and you learn how to use it as a tool, that's when you become unstoppable. And that's what we teach in our paid community. So I'll leave a link to join that in the description and the top pinned comment. If you want to 10x your growth in the next 3 months, that is the spot to do it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the free resources I gave you in this video. Please comment below and let me know how you are using this. I would love to hear. Subscribe if you're new and like this video if you did enjoy it. And with that being said, hope to see you in our community. But if not, I'll see you in the next video.